This video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video. What's up guys, what an event we just had at UFC 275. I'm just going to quickly recap the main card because that was where everything really blew up for me. I mean, the prelims were great, but if you want a review on that later down the line, can do, but we're just going to go over the main card here because I just wanted to address some things that were mind-blowing to me. So it kicked off with Jack Della Maddalena versus Ramazan Emeev, and straight away Jack pushing the pace, looking to land those heavy body strikes, straight down the pipe right hand. It was really clinical striking and movement from him, really controlling the range of Ramazan. You can see Ramazan was really backing off. He knew where the troubles would lie for him, which was the striking. Got Jack in a really, really deep Darce choke, and then when he rolled through the anaconda and actually, I was panicking a bit because I'm a Jack Della fan. It really worried me. What he showed to get out of that was patience, knew the technique, knew what he had to do, got up, starched him. Those body shots, that left hook to the liver was absolutely decimating, and I can't wait to see him back, and I want to see him fight someone ranked. I know it's only his second fight in the UFC. The first opponent, Pete Rodriguez, was it? I think didn't really deserve to be in the UFC. It was a late call up, but I want to see him fight someone ranked. I want to see him fight a Jeff Neal, a Li Jing Liang, someone like that. I know he probably is going to get another unranked guy, which is, you know, fine, great. But I think I think this guy's a future of the division. Physically, looked ridiculous coming into this as well. So, massive props to Jack Della. The next fight is interesting. I made a video on it, Jake Matthews versus Andre Fialho, with Scott from Inside the Cage, and we both were on Andre Fialho. He'd fought 3 times in the last 3 months, two beautiful knockouts as well over Baeza and Van Camp. Brilliant knockouts. I thought the momentum would carry him here because Jake Matthews, you only can predict what you've seen in the past, and Jake Matthews has never wowed me. I know last time out he was against Sean Brady, which is obviously one of the best in the division, but Jake's never overwhelmed me with anything crazy, and he even said it post-fight, you've only seen 50% of Jake Matthews, and I'm glad I did because I didn't really think he was going to do much damage to Andre Fialho. Andre did crack him a couple times, end of that first, did hit him bad. Jake Matthews' striking looked so damn good. It looked so good, ripping it to the body as well. The combinations he was throwing, the speed of his strikes, beautifully done. I'm actually really pleased for him. Really pleased with Jake Matthews. Looks like Liam Hemsworth as well a little bit, doesn't he? But no, Jake Matthews, massive congrats there. Weili Jiang versus Joanna. Oh, I mean, I said if Joanna comes back better than she looked in the first fight after 2 years off, I'd give her a chance. But I think in the video I made, Jiang should be the favourite, was the favourite, showed why she's the favourite. She is, you're messing with the top dog of the division, arguably, Her, Rose, they're the top dogs. Carla's got the belt at the moment. I don't think she's the top, I don't think she's the best. I think it was a blip in Rose's game plan. It's a heartbreak for Joanna. She's retiring, but, she's a legend of the sport, beat Carla Esparza for the belt, reigned for a long time, beats some unbelievably talented women as well, like Claudia Gadelha back in the day. Remember that fight as well, where she got held down for a couple rounds and then came back and pieced her up and won the decision there. She's an absolute beast, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, and I'm really pleased for her that she's had a great career. I think it's the right move, retiring, because she knows if she's not going to get the belt, she doesn't want to just stick around and be another body in the division, which she wants to be a mum, she wants to do all this. Great for her. Weili, next is the title. She's got to get a title fight, hasn't she? She's at the top of the division. Split decision, lost to Rose. Whatever. I imagine they're probably going to do Jiang versus Carla. That, to me, would make sense. Not for Carla. I think Carla's going to get absolutely decimated in that fight if that happens. But Jiang is, she's top dog still. Here's the controversial one. We're going to go controversial now. I've watched it 3 times. I've watched it from the perspective of Santos, the perspective of Shevchenko, and how I originally watched the fight. I originally scored the fight for Valentina 3-2. I had it 2-2 going into the 5th round. I then know a lot of people, I would say the majority of people scored the first 3 rounds for Talia Santos. It's how subjective you score something. I scored the 2nd round for Valentina because of damage done. 3rd round she got it back and nearly finished. She got it back every round of the first 3, but I don't consider the 2nd round when She got her down to the floor and they got stood back up. That's not any worthy that's no noteworthy control time for me for Talia Santos, in my opinion. That's nothing. She didn't do anything. She got the takedown, fantastic. You held her down, brilliant. That clarifies the takedown as a great scoring point. But look at Valentina over 25 minutes. She didn't get touched, like, she didn't get punched in the face. Talia Santos did no damage to Valentina Shevchenko, which is mind-boggling, because she should maybe have won the fight. I still scored it for Shevchenko. Yes, I'm a little biased because she's my favourite fighter, but I was trying so unbiasedly to look at this picture, and I completely see people doing 1, 2, and 3. I think it's a very similar scenario to Dominic Reyes versus John Jones. I scored that for John Jones. A lot of people scored it for John Jones, but the majority of people scored rounds 1 through 3 for Dominic Reyes and thought it was a robbery. Now, I dispute it's a robbery in this scenario with Valentina. I've seen that word been thrown around. It's a robbery if I think the majority, to where it's like 90% plus of individuals believe that one person won it and didn't get the decision based on a bad judging performance. This, I think, is subjective. I think Talia Santos deserves a rematch. That's what I think. But I think the right person won, personally. You might get angry at that, but Talia Santos, fair play, you know? I think she needs to do some more damage if they fight again, but I think Valentina rightfully won, personally. And then Glover was, oh my god, let's talk about Glover, because Glover is a stud. I did not give him much hope because I was so high on Yuri Prochazka, but I mean, Yuri was piecing him up on the feet. I mean, he did get hurt a couple of times by Glover. Glover's boxing was on point, which is why he didn't get dismantled like Reyes did or Ozdemir did, but I mean, Yuri's striking is just so diverse and it's scary. The knees didn't do him any favours because every time he threw a knee up the middle, Glover seemed to catch it, trip him to the floor, hold him down, and then win the round. And Glover was winning the fight, man. He was winning that fight, and he was very, very close, 30 seconds or so from retaining that belt, until Yuri just showed his skills, didn't he? He grabbed that neck and didn't care who it was on the other end of it, and got a new king. I wouldn't mind seeing Glover rematch. I wouldn't mind seeing it. He's going to fight some more. He looked great. 42 years old, looked absolutely brilliant. Looked like a champion. But will he get the rematch? I'm not too sure. I hope they give it to him, because who else is there clear and defined right now in the light heavyweight division? It's hard to argue anybody. You know, you've got Ankalaev got to fight one more guy before you can kind of confirm he is, whether he fights Anthony Smith or whoever. You've got Thiago Santos fighting Jamal Hill. They're not quite close enough to a title shot. So Glover, to me, I mean, Reyes is off the map. Ozdemir is nowhere near. You know, it's a tricky one unless you're going to go Jiang again. But I think Glover deserves another shot at that title before Jiang does, to be honest with you. But yeah, guys, that was UFC 275. It was an absolutely brilliant card all round. This is obviously just a main card review. Loved it to bits. Let me know what you thought, guys, and how did you score some of the fights as well. Did you score Valentina the way I did, or did you score Valentina losing that fight? Because, hey, it's one of those fights, isn't it? But if you have enjoyed the video, guys, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll see you in the next one. Enjoy next week. Cheers.